Ring, ring.
Hello?
Mr. Paige, may I speak to Mr. Paige, please?
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't heard that name in a long time, but yeah, he's here.
Nice to see you, Mr. Paige.
Nice to see you, ma'am. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. This is Emily Vardaman Walters with the Lipstick Pickup Podcast.
I'm the guest, Matthew Paige.
You're more than the guest, Matthew. You're the first string.
Applause, 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 applause.
I asked Kevin this morning, I said, what's that expression for the starter team on a football team? And he'd go, first string. And I said, that's Matthew.
That's right. First string. First time I ever made a first string team. I'll take it. Thank you. Honor and pleasure.
You were here at the beginning. You're not my first sympathetic string, but you're the most senior string because I've recorded more podcasts with you than I have with anyone else.
Wow. Resonation. It happens. You go with it.
Well, you're helpful. You're as busy as anyone I deal with, but you're so helpful, and you're also my neighbor, which has made it easy. So,
Nashville team.
Yeah. You're right near me, less than 2 miles. We're Nashville proud.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world wants to know what's going on in Nashville, and I want everybody to know that what's going on in Nashville is Matthew Paige and Emily Vardaman Walters. No, it's our 1 year anniversary. You and I have known each other a few years, but it was exactly a year ago on the 18th that I ran into you. And I said, I want to have you on my podcast.
That's right.
I ambushed you.
At the famous Brown's Diner, which is also going on in
Another
Nashville.
Nashville legendary.
That's right. Yes. Well, happy 1 year anniversary. Strong. I've learned so much. So thank you.
I've learned so much. I'm a hell of a lot more stylish. I want to show people a couple of things. I've got a new hat.
What you got there?
Last time I went over to drop an instrument over to Matthew, I saw a hat there, and I said, how much does that cost? And he told me, and I said, I'll take it. This is a beautiful one. It's describe the fabric to me.
That's a herringbone wool, isn't it?
Do you remember the one?
Yes.
I bought from you. You didn't give it to me. I bought it.
Yes, that was a real purchase. Yeah, that's a good herringbone wool, and it's pleated around the sides. It's a one-piece hat. It's one just folded in a cool way. You don't really see those around. Mm-hmm. But it suits you very well. It actually goes really well with your whole aesthetic.
I don't mean to be like, I bought that, but we're going to talk about mergers and acquisitions today, and this shit don't come for free, right?
Ain't nothing in this world for free.
Nothing. Matthew's been a lot of help to me, and while I haven't put him on a payroll, I have made a lot of hummus for him.
It's good as money.
And, it's a barter system we have here in Nashville.
A lot of back scratching going on.
Heck yes. So I'm calling Matthew today. He is my style 911. He has sold me a couple of hats. He's helped me gratis. I'm not to say I'm like throwing money at you, but you've given me some wonderful things. Where's another one? Your style. I think one reason why you're in demand as a stylist is that you got the style. Where's my bolo? You gave me a beautiful bolo. I just had it.
Couldn't have gone far.
Damn, we were just talking about it. Anyway, you know a lot about personal style, and you understand the way these things with rock and style go together.
They're hand in hand. They are one and the same. Clothes is the music of the body.
Indeed. Ask anyone. I mean, Jimi Hendrix, Keith Richards.
It really does add. You can do t-shirt and jeans, but just make sure it's a choice, right? Just be intentional with whatever you're doing. That's all. I think that's what style is. Just being aware of yourself and using it as a voice.
Exactly. It's expression.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. And I stumbled into it just because I grew up as a thrift store kid, and so the variety of a thrift store is like an adventure. It's like so fun every time you go, no matter what it is. You can have fun with all these clothes, and you go to a Target or a normal brand store, and it's just like there's 13 of the same pair of pants. And you're like, I don't know about this. This is a little, I don't know. You're going to run into the same people with the same clothes. And luckily I had parents that were encouraging of being unique and doing your own thing, and really just like, no, 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 you're not getting the brand thing that everybody's got. Go do your own thing. And so I did. So that perpetuated right into, wanting to be able to make your own clothes, because the clothes you're looking for are either too expensive, or they don't exist, or they're rare, or they don't fit right. So
Yeah.
one thing led to another, and I'm so glad to be able to offer that to my friends now. I met so many people performing and traveling
Yeah.
over the years. It's like, oh man, now I just get to help my community in a different way. And it's like, oh, you're not sending your money off to someone you don't know for clothes that don't really matter to you. This is like in the neighborhood. And
Yeah.
hopefully I'm making them to a high quality to where people feel really good about them. And my hats and the clothes and stuff I make, I just want them to work well.
And also, for the audio listener, if we still have some left, because people are enjoying the videos on Spotify. 83% of our listeners watch the video, Matthew.
Well, there's fun stuff to look at. Look at the fun stuff there is. Look at the stuff you have in your house.
Like, did you make that vest you're wearing right there?
I did.
That's why people want to look at the video.
Yeah. Are they patches of color? Are they pockets? We don't know. Ooh.
Yes. And underneath he has is that flannel? Is that flannel that you're wearing?
I think that's what they
Flannel
call it.
Yeah. Anyway, he's got a bold pattern on pattern thing going there, and he's wearing it with great confidence. And then you go and strap a guitar on him, and the guy can't be stopped.
Look at him go. Well, I'm also
That's why we're talking about style and rock
trying
today.
to stay warm too. Just keep moving. Just keep moving.
It is cold today in Nashville. I'm wearing my Irish spring sweater. Do you like my Irish spring
I
sweater?
do. That's very nice. You always have good wools. I'm a big fan of the wool.
They last forever, and I've had them all forever. And that's another thing you endorse, is to buy something that's going to last, enjoy it. And
Yeah.
another part of the intention is not buy something so quick and like buy it and be like, that's my thing, and I'm going to keep it for as long as it lasts.
Yeah. I don't think there's a problem with fast fashion if you just keep it forever.
Yeah.
I mean, no, there is a problem with its manufacturing practices for sure, but the act of buying clothes and throwing them out every season, that needs to change. To just keep them and patch them forever, even if they're cheap clothes. We can patch them, we can keep them going. Just wear them with pride, like the journey.
That's a great philosophy to have, because the reason why this stuff is all going into landfill is these people in their ceaseless to buy new ones.
Right.
I wear this shirt sometimes, and I've had it for probably 25 years, and I bought it at the Gap, and it's like orange and yellow stripes, and it reminds me of chewing gum. And I just love it, and every time I wear it, I get compliments on it, and I always have to say the same old thing. I've had it for 25 years. I bought it at the Gap.
It's from the Gap. That's right. That's so funny. One of my favorite shirts is from the Gap, and you're right. Let's just keep it going. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, we're going to get to the rock part. We're going to talk about mergers and acquisitions.
Let's.
Matthew has acquired a Danelectro amp. He's going to tell me he's just backed up, and it's right behind him.
It is this. It looks like a piece of furniture. This glorious piece of 1960s living room accoutrement, but truly, it is a Danelectro Centurion 12-inch speaker with vibrato and reverb. And the controls are up there on the top. You can't really see them, but they're up there on the top. It's a tube amp. And it was given to me by a friend who runs estate sales out of Lexington, Kentucky. Blue Moon Estate Sales represent. Ann Helmers, appreciate you. And she's like, you want this amp? And I was like, yeah, I do. So I've been using it. And I won't take it on the road because, they're old and delicate. But it sounds really incredible. And just about anything you play through it. I didn't fix it. I didn't change anything. I plugged it in and turned it on, and it still works. And that's how they used to make things, especially amplifiers. Just keep going. And so it's been really a pleasure. It's like smoke stained. The whole front is like a woven, and you can just see the life it's lived.
Oh boy, it's had a life, that one.
Yeah, yeah.
I've listened to it, and boy, it really takes you in when you listen to it.
It does. It does.
It's like, you said that the vibrate. Thank you for doing the research on that, by the way. You knew what the model. I don't know about the amps. I'm trying to learn. I'm so busy learning about the guitars. But tell me the model again. It was called a
Centurion. a Danelectro Centurion, and it's you can just imagine you've done a great job of taking pictures and documenting the advertisements, so you can just imagine this one next to one of the guitars in one of those cartoon photos. Like this one, the Centurion is 112, and it's got the vibrato and the reverb, and then right under it will be the 212s, and they have the 212 version with vibrato, and one more with reverb. Like they have different levels, and so it seems like it stands out right now because you don't see them ever, but really it was just in a line of a bunch of other amps that were just in a stack of like, oh well, to have chosen this one was just interesting, and I don't know, it stands out now, but it was just such run-of-the-mill out of a catalog item at the time. You can just see the dad going through that, like, well, my son wanted a guitar and amp. Like, okay, well, there's the guitar, and there's the, I'll take those. Just mark
which one do you want?
Yeah, right. Mark the box.
Justin, come over here and tell me which one of these you want.
Right, you didn't go to Guitar Center and sit there for 5 hours, testing stuff out.
Wow, the faith that you had to have to buy these things. They show up at your door and you're like, you better like this
thing. It was
thing.
Literally the first whack at it. Like, these were the first rounds of people being able to have their own guitar amplifiers. Like, and they're still sought after because of their design and their durability. They're actually incredibly durable. Like I said, I didn't change anything. The power cord, the tubes, the caps, all the things that are going on in there, electronically, it's been heating up, getting cold, summers, winters, God knows where it's been stored, and it still works fine, completely fine. So hats off to American engineering at that time.
Will you promise me something? Will you promise me that you always unplug it from the wall every time you're done with it?
Okay.
Because it's old. I wanted to...
Yeah. It does have the
I want you to be safe.
The two prongs of death. It doesn't have the grounded cord like all modern guitar. And when you have an old amp like this, a lot of people tend to change the guitar power cord right away because it will shock you. It will shock you. And that's just part of the fun. That was just part of rock and roll back in the day. You might get electrocuted.
Well, it's modern day, and safety first, Matthew. I'm going to need you to be very careful with that.
I will. Thank you for the heads up and the reminder. Safety first.
Oh, okay. Anything else you want to say about that? We're going to let you play it in a little while because it's mergers and acquisitions.
That's right.
And you've got behind you the amp. That's your acquisition.
I did.
And to the left of you is, I got to get my information.
Get your information.
My intel, my...
It's so small. You think it would be bigger.
I love the way it looks right there. It looks good on you. Looks good in your...
Well, that amp and that guitar, I mean, they're both Danelectros, and they're probably from about the same handful of years. So they're old friends right there.
Twinning. We're twinning. Okay, so I want to talk about this one. This is going to be a little bit more lengthier than yours. I'm going to explain where this guitar came from because it sure means a lot to me. And
Please.
I know you love your new Danelectro, but I want to tell people why I love this guitar we're going to talk about. When I first started, I have a selection of guitars here. You've seen my collection, and I've shared them with you. And they didn't cost much, and that's why I love collecting them. But that one has a lineage that was important to me, and it is the reason why I bought it. I bought it 1.5 years ago, and I've been dying to tell people about it because I'm proud about it. And the reason why I love to acquire that one is that I very much admire the singer-songwriter Chuck Prophet and his music, and it was previously owned by him, okay? It was on Reverb, and I know, most people know I know Chuck, and that's another reason why I want people to know. Chuck didn't give me that guitar. I didn't buy that guitar from Chuck. I bought it off Reverb from a dealer named Ugly Guitars in Fairfield, California. Because Chuck has a signature guitar. You would understand this. I know he's more my generation, but you know enough about Chuck that you know he has a signature guitar. Do you know that?
I didn't know that. No, what is it?
You would love this because you have an old school aesthetic about you. He's known for a signature guitar, and I've got the intel right here. More rabid fans of his music know it's signature for him. I've got an article from issue 47 of Fretboard Journal, and they have an article, I'm holding it up, on Chuck's signature, not this red Telly that I'm holding up. That was often played by his bandmate and partner, Stephanie Finch. Chuck is known for playing this 80s Squire. Here, I'll describe it to you.
Awesome.
I'll hold it up so you can see it. Okay. That's it, right there.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I don't have time to read this article, but I will read the caption if I can do it. Prophet admits to having an irrational attachment to his 80s Squire Telecaster. It's the instrument he's been most seen with for the last 4 decades. Thieves be damned. Because it got stolen once. And that's what's so cool about the guitar. Not only is he committed, is it got stolen in a random act, not purposefully. He was tired one night. You would know about this. He was tired one night and he left it in the back of his van. Smash and grab.
Yeah.
And that's primarily what this story in Fretboard Journal is about, is how he got it back.
Nice.
There was a manhunt. The quandary of that story is that guitar meant everything to Chuck, but its actual value as a thing is not much.
Right.
So anyway, his friends and his fans got an APB together. It's a great story. I'm not going to tell it, but I'm just saying Chuck has a signature guitar. I mean, and the lore is deep and heavy. Everybody knows it.
That's incredible, and that's like art, isn't it? Right? Guitars are art. Like, they can be worthless to one person and worth millions to another. So
yeah, he's it's kind of part of his style too, classic, and he sticks with it, and it kind of suits him. And
it's a beautiful Telecaster. There must have been, I don't know Fender's history and the Squire history as well as I should, but I know there was a time when Squires were super well made, and I think it was about that time.
Yeah.
I think it was like Epiphone, where Squire was its own company. It wasn't just the cheap line of Fender for a while. I think, I don't know. But Kenny Vaughan, one of Nashville's prime guitar players, his favorite guitar is a Squire Stratocaster, but it's from a certain chunk of years when they were just like supremely made. So maybe Chuck's is one of those magic ones too. At least it's magic to him, and that's all that matters, you know?
I think it might be, and if anybody wants to know about this guitar of Chuck's, it's all over the internet. For guitar players, it's legendary, you know, but I'm not a guitar player. But the reality is that Chuck has a long and accomplished recording career, and it's not all that Telecaster. He owns other guitars, and he likes vivid instrumentation, and he's used a bunch of things, including electric sitar and Jerry Jones and all this stuff. So on his recorded career, he's got other guitars. And I jumped at the chance to buy one from early in his solo career when it came up for sale. So this is what it says about the one that's sitting behind you. You've got it. Do you feel better about the one that's in the room with you? I'll lend it to you so you could look at it.
I feel very good in this room with this guitar. I feel very good.
He recorded with it too, and I'm going to tell you what the listing says, and then we're going to play them together, and we're going to play Chuck Prophet's guitar and we're going to go.
This is how wormholes start. We got to be careful.
Everybody's going to be jelly when I tell them about this guitar.
Gotta have a jelly warning on this video. Don't be too jelly.
They're already jelly of your amp. So, okay, this is from the listing. You know, Chuck has a lot of guitars. That's why I think it's great that he has a signature one. And I've told people he's got a bunch of guitars, but you're not going to see them.
Right, you're going to see one.
Well, you toggle between guitars. So that's why I was excited about this one. This is what the listing says. Here's a killer original, and you know this, quote unquote, the inspiration, Jimmy Page model, Danelectro. We have determined is most likely a 1964 based on the serial beneath the neck pocket. It has been modified. A lipstick pickup was added in the treble position. This was originally a one pickup shorthorn. Everything else is original except for the plastic volume tone knobs. This was owned by Chuck Prophet and has been played on several of his records, notably the Balinese Dancer LP. It comes with a soft case. Anyway, it goes on with more descriptors. So they say he's played it, and I bet other people played it. And so, but they mentioned Balinese Dancer, and it's an early pivotal record in his career. You know, when you're starting out from a band, then you're going solo. It either takes off or it doesn't.
It's as easy as that.
And his took flight. So I pulled down an old review from Trouser Press where they review Balinese Dancer and talk about what a fine record it is and all the luminaries that play on it. And this is from '92. And I think, okay, feeling very good about this guitar I bought because I've always loved this record. But now I'm reading and I'm like, that one's mine now. That guitar is mine. And he wasn't using it.
Isn't it great? I mean, it's great to own a piece of like the recording of that. I mean, when I go to these studios around Nashville and they point at that drum kit in the corner and they say, oh yeah, that was on da 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 da. I'm like, wow. Like it's just such.
It's kind of fun.
It is. It's fun to me, obviously.
The reason why he wasn't using it, and I know Chuck's guitarist, James DePreto, is I think he's upgraded his lipstick pickup stuff. Mm-hmm. Like he used it back then, but now maybe he has a Jerry Jones. You know, that might be why he was lightening his load with that, because he owns other ones. But the reason why I want to play a few seconds of a song from the record is that I think you'll like this because you understand this sound. So this is very early. This is 30 years ago. Let's do the math. This is 33 years ago that this was used on a record.
Nice.
I'm going to play a few seconds. Do you hear that wiry sound?
I do.
Yeah, and I think it's that.
Probably is.
So that's it. That's my guitar. And I'm going to let you put them together. But first, I want to talk about some more rock and roll lore. And I hate to spring this on you, Matthew.
Oh, God.
When I first met you, when I first met you, you have a lot of interesting amplifiers. And you taught me a lesson. You told me, Emily, amplifiers are life.
It's real. That's real. That's real talk.
Okay, you know how to live outside the law with amplification. And you told me a great story that happened to you in the early days of your days in Nashville, where you had a run-in with the Nashville Police Department. And you and I have talked about our own experience with Nashville PD. And while I'm a law-abiding citizen, I would like to leave them a bad Yelp review.
Yeah.
And I've had my own experience, and now I want Matthew to tell me his. About how we all need to do better in Music City. Tell me.
That's right. We just need a batch of understanding and a little more patience. So in Nashville, we have this big hot street, Lower Broadway, where all the honky-tonks are. It's basically the epicenter of our tourist attraction world, right? Everybody goes there. You spend your time on Broadway. It should be accommodating to the musicians that work there and the patrons that go there, right? They should be helping make that as easy as possible for the reason that people go there, people playing music down there to do their job. It's still a battle to this day. So you used to be able to park down on Broadway. You could just park on the street right in front of Robert's and Layla's and just walk right into the bar. You know,
I remember.
It wasn't that crowded on some nights, and you could just park and bring your guitar and your amp inside and play your 4-hour set and go home. Anyway, one hot summer night, I had done a few gigs in one day, and I was pretty tired, and I was ending with a 10 to 2 show. So you're playing from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And I was all done, and my girlfriend at the time double parked to pick me up, grab my amp and my guitar and put it into the thing, which was common practice to just double park, put your flashers on. Happens all day long down there to load gear in and out.
In every city, in every country of the world, it happens.
Yeah, and it's a few minutes, and then you're gone. But this one police officer decided to have an issue with her doing that. Like maybe he thought she was taking too long. Anyway, I'm bringing my guitar out, and I'm just trying to like whatever, let's move on with this. But he's giving her a lot of grief about it. And anyway, amplifiers are life, yeah, but they're also very heavy, and it hurts, and you kind of gotta, you know, schlep them around. You got to use finesse. There's finesse involved, especially when you're not just all muscle to just lift it and go.
Awkward.
So they are very awkward.
Heavy and awkward. Yeah.
The one I had was twice the size of this one and a little bit heavier, a lot heavier. And so I was, between his car and hers was very small, and I was trying to get between the two, and there's these big cowgar rails on the front of a cop car that are made for ramming into other cars in emergency situations or when they're bored, I'm assuming. Anyway, I was going between the cop car and her car, and my amp hits the front of his cop car ramrod car thing on the front of his car, and I may have done it on purpose. I said I didn't, but maybe I did. That's up for the gods to decide. But he gets out of the car saying, "You damaged my car," and he points to this big scratch on his hood that I did not put there, and he's like, "Give me your idea. You vandalized the cop car." And I'm like, "I did not do that. That was not me. I barely tapped your car, if anything." And so I refused to give him my ID, which apparently the cops don't like that, especially when people start gathering around on Broadway and they're watching this go down, and the pressure's on him to do something, and then everyone's like, "Nothing. He didn't do anything." And people are yelling, saying I didn't do anything. And anyway, he didn't like that, and then arrests me, my friend who was watching us, and then the guy filming us. There's a video of it online somewhere, and the guy filming it gets arrested, and we get put in the same cop car. And we're just looking at each other like, what just happened? Anyway, they take us down to the place, and they book us, and we have to spend a bunch of money to get out of jail because the U.S. justice system is a place you can purchase your way out of. So that was that. And then, so that was the end of parking downtown. We go to court, yada, yada, got to settle this, settle that. And then that was the end of parking for downtown. It was a big to-do in the musicians union. They helped me a lot. Dave Pomeroy went to bat for me and spoke on my behalf on the news, and I got interviewed for a few different stations, blah blah blah. And so that really was this shift of how cars operate downtown on Broadway. I'm not proud of that, but that was amps versus cops. And
you fought the law, and the law won.
I wish there was a song we could sing about it. But that's that. I don't know. Whatever. He thought he was doing his job, and God bless him.
That is a great point to make, Matthew, is that he thought he was doing his job, and that shouldn't be his job, hassling Matthew Paige. He's just trying to earn a living. And the reason why I have an exception with that is that I've had trouble in my own neighborhood, which is ostensibly safe, and every time I've tried to get assistance from the police department, they have not helped me. So that is why I wonder where they are and what they're doing.
It says on the back to protect and serve. Just never see them doing either of those. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, welcome to Nashville. Deal with it yourself.
And we just got to do better. You live here. We love this city. I love here. We love this city, and we have got to do better protecting citizens. It's called law enforcement, not policing. There's a big difference.
There is. And it's a town where people come to get a little wild, and that's not bad on their part. I think there could just be, we can anticipate that. We could be safer. We could be better. Getting around town could be safer. rather than punishing people for drunk driving or something like that, maybe public transportation, that it makes sense getting in and out of downtown or around town at all. I know it's a lot. It's a lot for a town, an old school town like
Yeah.
Nashville. But I believe in us and I believe in them.
I,
But yes, I'm with.
okay, let's do better, Nashville. Enough. We're going to hop off of our high horses,
That's all. That's all. Here we go. Hopping
and
off.
we're gonna merge and acquire. We got on our soapbox, and we lectured the city, and now we're going to listen to the amp and the guitar together.
So this guitar, like I said, the knobs are different, and I'm pretty sure that there was, I don't know, maybe there's pictures. Maybe you can look up pictures of another time, or this may have been before Chuck got the guitar. But there's these 3 screws right here in the angled pickup position like that, which makes me think that someone had put a Telecaster pickup here first.
Okay.
Because Telecaster bridge pickups get put in at an angle like that, and their mount holes are exactly like that, which are unique to Telecaster pickups. And I think then someone eventually just changed it out to a lipstick pickup after they decided they didn't like that or wanted to change it. I don't know. That's my guess.
I think that's a great assessment, and I've had a lot of people ask me that, and I've not been able to answer them. So thank you, Matthew.
You're welcome. Anyway,
I did.
that's that.
Cool. I don't know if that happened before or after Chuck acquired it. I did tell him after I bought it that I bought it, and he shot back a couple of he said, something about the pickup, and I can't remember what he said. So thank you for the detective work on that.
Yeah, well, that just seems like what I made, and it's pretty someone homebrewed, jigsawed it out. So this was the original pickup, this one here, and then this one was added later, and they just have a volume difference. There's just a difference to them. So here's this one, right? It's nice and... And here's the bridge one, which is just significantly more mellow. And they sound good together. And this guitar has vibrato on, or tremolo is what they call it, and that sounds cool.
Technical question.
Yeah.
So when you say it has tremolo on it, where is it? Is it electronically?
It's inside. It comes with this foot switch here that you can click on the tremolo or the reverb on and off while you're playing.
Gotcha.
So it's just an effect that makes the volume, I don't know the physicality of what the mechanics look like, but it just makes the volume go up, down, real quick. And you can adjust how intense it is or how fast it goes. So that's just a
Cool.
one of the original first effects on amplifiers. Reverb was like, ooh, and tremolo was like, whoa, watch out, Jetsons, here we come. We get to sound like pop staples. But this guitar plays great, and it has that, the Jimmy Page thing. They pop, we were discussing it the other day. They have the hollowness of the guitar is actually heard. And they have a nice range, so you can get all muffled jazzy too. It's got a great range, and it plays great. It has, like I said, everything's original. That wood bridge is imperative. The metal nut, essential to the tone. the headstock is perfect. They just nailed the headstock, and these
It still has a sticker.
Which sticker? That one?
It still has a sticker on it, right? That says totally. Do you see that something there that says totally shielded on the headstock? I believe it. Do you see it?
I don't see totally
on
shielded here.
Look on the back beneath the tuners, and no, at the neck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, up here, right?
Yeah.
I
Do you
don't.
see
I'm not seeing
a
anything.
Oh, okay.
But maybe I'm just not catching
I
it.
should know more about my own guitar. These old ones often have a thing, and it has a sticker, and it says "totally shielded."
Which speaking
yeah.
of that, I opened this up to see if the volume of this pickup was a connective issue or an electric issue, and inside here, right under the pickguard where the electronics are, they put a cardboard box basically around all the electronics covered in copper shielding, which keeps outside electric waves from coming into the signal, so you don't pick up radio or you don't pick up cell phone or other electronic things going on, because that will happen. Anyway, so that's what the shielding means, and they're very it's covered in copper, which for a budget guitar, was a very nice extra step for them to have done.
I think it might have been a source of manufacturing pride for them, which is why they put the sticker on it. And I actually was just in Rumble Seat Music the other day, and they had a vintage. Oh, you ought to pop in there. They have a vintage black and white one with one pickup, just to look at it. They're asking a lot of money for it, but
that's their thing.
But it's got a little thing that says, totally shielded.
Yeah.
And Chuck is the one who told me, the first time I talked to him about Danelectro, he said, "Oh yeah, totally shielded. It's all about totally shielded." And I was like, "What does that mean? What does that mean?" And he explained to me what it means.
Yeah.
And you explained to me about that beautiful guitar. I'm thrilled for you and your new amplifier.
Yes, thank you. Thrilled about your guitar. It's in great working order. I doctored it up best I can, and it's perfect. Everything seems to be working on it, and it's gonna last another 60 years at least.
It is when people talk about collectible guitars, that is my collectible guitars, and that's the one people have said, "Oh, you could do this, you could do that, or you could fix the thing," and I go, "I'm not going to do anything to that guitar. It's my collectible guitar."
Yeah, and these original tuners, I don't know what is going on there, but my Silvertone has them on there. They use them on everything, and it's just big, all internal, big boxy tuners, really classy keys. Yeah. They're just so cool.
Right.
They nailed it.
And we nailed it. We went a little over. I told you we're going to keep trying to make these brief so people will listen to us. But we had to go on a rant about Nashville PD because this is Music City, and we got to fight the law. We got to be kind of punk like Jimmy Page. We're just getting rock and roll.
That's right. Breaking rocks in the hot sun.
Exactly. You're about to go on tour. Tell them where you're going.
That's right. If you're out there in the world, I'm about to go with my band DOG. We're going to Kansas City. We are going to St. Louis. We're going to St. Louis, then Kansas City, then Wichita, then Denver, Colorado, and then we're playing Tree Fort Festival in Boise, Idaho at the end of this month, end of March, 29th and 30th, I believe. We'll be there.
We're right here.
We're here. It's happening. So I'm leaving town day after tomorrow. So see you in Boise, Idaho.
And I'll see you later this afternoon. I'm going to come get that guitar.
Come get it. People are going to know where it is. Come get it. Keep it safe.
Matthew, thank you so much. Matthew Paige of the band DOG, who also has his own solo career.
Yes, if you're in Sweden and Norway and Belgium and the UK in May and June this year, I'll be out there with Bobby Bear Jr. touring, opening the shows for him and playing music with him, and it's an incredibly huge honor and privilege. I'm so excited. So Europe bound this summer with Bobby Bear Jr. and me. See you out there.
Legendary. Okay, we're signing off. Thank you, Matthew.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Emily. Cheers.
Another amazing lipstick pickup meeting. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Always. Till next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
If you hear excellent tone and the sound of birds chirping, it means you've made it through an entire episode of the Lipstick Pickup Podcast. You're as free as a bird now, but I hope you'll join me again soon. Comments or questions? I can be reached at emily@thelipstickpickup.com.